What's up, y'all? It's your girl Brandy from Stay Snatched, and tap in for yet another high protein recipe from your girl. It features my high protein queso. This crispy crunch wrap is everything. You guys, I'm sharing another high protein recipe, and if you do not care about protein, my hope is that you just enjoy this recipe and it's something that you look forward to eating because it is banging. It's a quesadilla or a crunch wrap, however you kind of want to look at it. So let's go ahead and start with the ingredients. You're going to need some tortilla shells. These are the 10-inch burrito sized shells. You'll also need some tostadas. That's where the crunch is going to come from. And if you've ever made my breakfast crunch wraps, then you know once you get to fold in this tortilla, you're going to be out of room. So I've got a taco sized tortilla that I'm going to use to cover this and seal it so all the contents stay in there and nothing falls out. For these, I'm using the high fiber, low carb ones because we already have enough tortilla here. No need to add a bunch of unnecessary calories. And this is gonna add more fiber, and even a little bit more protein. Also, I just filmed a recipe for my high protein queso cheese. So be sure, check out that recipe, check out that video because I'm going to use this in the recipe for my nacho cheese sauce. If you don't want to make your own queso, although it's only 3 ingredients, super easy. But if you don't want to make your own, use your favorite cheese or nacho cheese, whatever you feel like doing is all right with me. Then I have my meat. I'm using some ground beef, ground turkey, ground sausage, ground chicken will also work. All of my toppings, I'm doing a supreme. So I love my tomatoes, lettuce, more protein here. This is plain Greek yogurt, but you can use sour cream as well. I love Greek yogurt because it tastes like sour cream, gets the job done with less calories and more protein. I got some onions here. I'm going to cook my ground beef with the onions. And of course, my homemade taco seasoning. It's a blend of just 4 or 5 spices. But if you want to use a taco seasoning packet that you can buy from the store, go ahead and do that. That's your business. I love my homemade recipe. It's just so good. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna start by grounding my meat here. As I mentioned, I'm using ground beef, but you can use whatever it is you like. I'm just going to ground this into some smaller chunks. I'm using my meat chopper here. And then I'm going to drain any excess fat from the pan. I like to just do that with a paper towel. I'm gonna glide that throughout here and let it soak up all that excess grease and fat. And then once I've done that, that's when I add in all of my spices along with the onions. I'm gonna give everything a mix and then let this cook until those onions are soft, they're sauteed, they're fragrant, and you can smell the onions. Then it's time to load up the crunch wraps. I like to add 1/2 cup of the cooked ground beef. Then I'm gonna top that with my homemade high protein queso. You can use any type of cheese that you like. Next, the crispy, crunchy tostada goes on. Then I'm gonna top that with some plain Greek yogurt. I like to add that for more protein, but sour cream works just fine as well. Next, the tomatoes, lettuce, and I'm gonna sprinkle on some cheese as well. And then I'm going to begin to fold these. And then next, I'm gonna add on that small taco sized tortilla, and then I'm gonna start to fold these. I'm just going to fold each of the edges in until that's closed. And then I carefully take it over to a skillet that's already warm and ready to get these nice and crisp. So I'm gonna place this down and make sure that those edges are set, because once this gets in the pan, it's going to be so much easier to close once it starts to get crisp. And then I just crisp each side for a few minutes. It's really going to depend on how crunchy you like these. It doesn't take much time at all. And there you have it, a crunch wrap. Super easy to make.